at 8 live from Wisdom Yard Television. I am Odunayo Adelere. Here are the news headlines. One dies in 3rd Mainland Bridge accident. Why we want EFCC to adopt better approach in operations at Adeyanju. Now the news in details. One person was confirmed dead in an accident that occurred on the 3rd Mainland Bridge in Lagos on Saturday morning. The accident involved a mini truck MUS 489XS and a Toyota Camry KRD 470JD. Preliminary investigations revealed that the accident was caused by excessive speeding during a downpour this morning, the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority said in a statement. The Special Advisor to the Governor on Transportation, Mr. Shola Giwa, in the statement signed by Mr. Taofik Adebayo, Director, Public Affairs and Enlightenment Department, LASTMA, said that 3 others were rescued at the accident scene. He said that operatives of the LASTMA responded swiftly to the accident, which occurred near the Unilag waterfront heading towards the Iyano-Oreshoki area of Lagos. Giwa said that despite the government's ongoing campaign to educate motorists about speed limits, drivers continue to flout the Lagos State Transport Sector Reform Law 2018. He urged both commercial bus drivers and private car owners to avoid exceeding speed limits on the 3rd Mainland Bridge and other roads throughout the state. Giwa said that the deceased was promptly removed by State Environmental Health Monitoring Unit (SEHMU) officials while LASTMA cleared the accident vehicles to ensure smooth traffic flow on the bridge. He extended his condolences to the family of the deceased and emphasized the importance of road safety. A human rights lawyer of Deji Adeyanju and Partners Chamber, Deji Adeyanju, Friday called on the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) to adopt a better approach in its operations in order to avoid violation of human rights. Adeyanju made the call in a statement he signed on behalf of the chamber, where he expressed concern over what he described operations of EFCC as commando-style investigation and arrest, on the heel of an alleged assault on the staff of a hotel in Lagos, as a result infringed on the rights of the staff. He said, "We have observed with great concern the increasing disregard for citizen human rights and the adoption of commando-style investigation and arrest method by officers of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, the latest being the unconscionable assault of the staff of Regional Hotel Lagos by officers of the EFCC in the course of the Commission's sting operation." It will be recalled that just a few weeks ago, similar allegations of unnecessary use of force were made against officers of EFCC following the Commission's midnight sting operation at a nightclub in Akure. While we recognize the Commission's power to investigate all economic crimes, including cyber crimes that we have become a menace in our country, we, however, urge the Commission to adopt more intelligence-based techniques in its investigation and arrest of alleged cybercrime offenders. The frequent midnight raid of hotels and other places of entertainment does not only adversely affect other businesses who may be innocent, but also increases the possibility of innocent persons being caught in the crossfire. He further said that, more importantly, citizens' rights of freedom of movement and residence is constitutionally guaranteed, and the same should not be breached in the guise of midnight sting operation, which the current chairman of EFCC had earlier banned. Meanwhile, in conclusion, he said, while we commend the EFCC chairman for the immediate arrest of the officers that assaulted the regional hotel staff, we, however, urge the Commission to be careful not to create a wave of citizen dissatisfaction against this operation, like the type that led to the NSAS protest, a word of caution. Before the news comes to an end, here are the headlines once again. One dies in 3rd Mainland Bridge accident. Why we want EFCC to adopt better approach in operations at Adeyanju. Thank you for staying tuned. I am Odunayo Adelere. Have a good night's rest. To another edition of Let's Talk, brought to you by Wisdom Yard Television. I am Odunayo Adelere, your host, and with me in the studio this morning I have...
I'm Ambassador Rochimorilu, son of the prophetess, the man. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching WITV. This is nothing but Let's Talk. We talk to educate, we talk. No, we do nothing. Just talk.
I love the fact that you're dazzling this morning and today being 01 best Saturday.
Exactly the point. You see, I do tell people, I do advise them that they should not allow Nigerians matter to give them headache. Because there are some things that you need to do to make yourself happy. Even if the leaders of the so-called country are not making us happy, we need to make ourselves happy.
Yeah, that's why you do clamor that don't put Nigeria matter on your mind. Because putting Nigeria matter on your mind can actually give you high blood pressure, which can lead to hypertension, and from there lead to sudden death. And I don't think anybody actually wants to die young in Nigeria now. It's not even Nigeria, all over the world. So yeah, welcome to another edition whereby we talk to informate, to educate, to communicate, to gesticulate, to talk whatever thing that we feel. And this is a platform where you get the latest updates, the latest news, anything going out circulating in the OY world. You can come to WY TV, trusted to get everything you want. On today's show, it will not be an exemption. And we know what has been going on in Nigeria recently, whereby there is lack of food. Let me call it lack of food. Don't let me say hike in prices. Lack of food, because food are expensive to get. That is why we are lacking it. And we know what the federal government is actually making the Nigerians feel right now. Nigerians are on hot seats, if you would agree with me.
Exactly the point.
But today, we want to talk about the 50,000 naira grants that Tinubu approves that they should give to 100,000 families in Nigeria, and not for life, it's just for 3 months.
Well, with the population of Nigeria, 100,000 family was selected for the 50,000 grant. I believe that is not the next thing in the face of the country. That's with the hardship that the country is going through right now.
Yeah.
You see, I don't know what is wrong with our heads. Those people that believe they call themselves rulers, that they are ruiners. They call themselves rulers of this.
They are not rulers.
They are not rulers, they are ruiners. You see, this issue of minimum wage is still pending on their table. The minimum wage issue has not been addressed.
I think the federal government is already pushing the minimum wage to the state.
Back to the state. Let's forget about that one now. Don't let us go to the state presently. But the minimum wage issue is still pending on the table of the president. I believe the president have the final say, because there are some allocations that do come from the federal to the state level.
Sir, according to this 50,000 grant that he wants to give to the families, 100,000 families, he's still going to allocate 10 billion naira for each state in Nigeria.
Let me tell you this. That is not what we need at this point in time. What we need at this point in time is for the refinery of the country to work. Yeah. When the refinery works, when the price of the PMS comes down, what happened to the food commodity? The price will also
Everything
drop.
Will come down.
Now the refineries are not working.
Even the one that is planning to work got burnt
recently.
Night.
Even the effort of the so-called refinery were being jeopardized by those people. For instance, we have the crude oil in Nigeria. Yeah. How come Dangote went ahead to be importing crude oil from outside the country? Why we have the crude oil at the point of our nose here? Automatically, there are some set of people which consider themselves untouchable, that try to jeopardize the effort of those people that believe they want to drive this country forward. Now look at the president. I don't believe the president even knows what he's doing. If the president knows what he's doing, 50,000 grant for 100,000 household is not the next step. The next step is to make sure you fix the refinery. Let the refinery start working.
My question is it 100,000 families that actually live in?
Let's forget about the 100,000.
That
is why I said earlier, with the population of Nigeria,
is it 100,000 families that actually wallow in poverty?
How come did they arrive to 100,000 families that they wanted to give 50,000 naira each for 4 months? Is that going to be enough?
I don't think it's going
what will 50,000 naira do? That is not the point.
For 3 months, not even 4 months. So
let me tell you this.
Let's assume, okay, I'm sorry, sir. Let's assume you want to give to every families in Nigeria that actually wallow in poverty for 3 months. After that 3 months, are we still going? Are we not going to come back into poverty?
Was that really going to solve their problem? The problem of that 100,000 family.
Is it not going to come back? Are we not going to come back to where we are going?
It will surely come back. It was like they don't know what they are doing. This issue that this federal government is raising is like to cajole Nigeria. They have forgotten that the eyes of Nigerians are opened. Now look at what Akpabio said. Akpabio could come out to say that to the whole Nigerians. I believe if Akpabio believed that one day he will surely leave that seat, that he will come back, except if Akpabio have the plan of relocating
outside the country.
No wahala about that. Akpabio could come out to say, no matter the kind of pressure, no matter the kind of threat, no matter the kind of blackmail, that if the presidential jet the proposal was brought to their table, that they are ready to approve.
He said no blackmail can actually stop them from doing.
How much do you think they are going to use in buying the presidential jet?
Billions.
They'll still go ahead to go and borrow that money.
We are still in debt.
The money that was saved, how many years now? When Babalokon came on board, for 2 months, they said they saved 1 trillion from the first subsidy. The money that
what was it used for?
Supposed to use for the first subsidy, they saved 1 trillion naira. Okay, now for 2 months, for one year now, I believe for 1 year they should be able to save 6 trillion naira. Where are those money?
I'm sorry, for 2 months was how many trillion?
1 trillion.
So for 1 year it should be 6 trillion naira.
It should be 6 trillion.
So, let's assume they even saved that 2 trillion naira. What was it channeled to? What did they use it for? My own summary to the federal government is giving each family 50,000 naira for 3 months is not the solution to the problem we're actually facing in Nigeria right now. 2 major problems we are facing in Nigeria. That is the full subsidy.
Insecurity. We have the insecurity.
That's two major. Let me say 3 major problems we are facing in Nigeria. We have the full problem, that is petrol, PMS and all that. We have the security problem and we have the food problem. And the one that is the highest of it, should I say the food is the highest of it?
The food is the highest.
Because without food, people keep dying every day.
The reason why the price of food hiked was because of the soil subsidy that was being removed.
So once the subsidy is gone
and the border is open. What Tinubu promised was that he is going to make sure that the refinery, even the Port Harcourt refinery, worked within the period of 6 months. That was
when
past December.
On board, yeah.
When he came on board. Now the refineries are not working. You were just trying to see how you are going to manipulate people by saying you want to give people money. Was that really going to solve the problem of the people? Even if you give billions of naira, those that are working with you, eating billions of naira from your cabinet, does that really solve their problem? They still want to eat more.
They are trying to play smart with Nigerians, but I feel Nigerians should have wisen up by now. Look at the case of Kenya for an example. Kenya.
What happened recently in Clive?
Now,
I saw it in the news yesterday when they said the Federal High Court of Kenya had to approve that the country should use military force to stop the protest. That police can no longer stop the protest based on what they put their hands into, because they believe people were so fools to the extent in which they can just wake up early in the morning and begin to make one law. Recently in Lagos, some months back, the governor of Lagos, this our Lagos, came out to begin to cajole. He thinks we are all fools. That last month duty was to not to harass people, was to pass the traffic. At the end of the day, we later got to know that last month was even given a target, the amount of money that they are going to generate into the revenue of Lagos State, into the port of Lagos State.
So how are they not going to stop?
So how are they not going to molest people? How are they not going to brutalize people? How are they not going to abuse people on road?
So, President Bola Tinubu has approved the National Construction and Household Support Program during the National Economic Council meeting on Thursday in Abuja. So it is no longer that they are passing bill, it has been approved.
Exactly the point.
No longer bill passing. According to a statement issued by the presidential spokesperson, who is Ajuri Ngelale, the program is aimed at boosting agricultural productivity, strengthening the economy, and providing immediate economic relief for Nigerian households. Ngelale added that the program, which was supported by NEC, includes financial allocations and infrastructure projects across all geopolitical zones in the country. He added that a key component of the program is the approval of 50,000 naira uplift grant to be distributed to 100,000 families per state for 3 months. So it is not that the old Nigerians they will pick 100,000 from the old Nigerians from each state. 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. So
if this
come to Lagos State.
Do you know what is the population of Lagos State? Do you even know that they are going to politicize it because they believe their political loyalists were those that are going to benefit, and not every one of them. How many political loyalists are there here in Lagos State here?
Obviously.
And that 100,000 naira that you are talking of, if care is not taken, you later discover that it was only 10,000 naira that was given to those people, and they will have to come and sign for 100,000 naira.
Let's go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue from where we stop. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nokpa, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. The family just can't get a better companion aside Nokpa. Nokpa Abba Mixture, the family's best bet.
With Nokpa, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
Nokpa for management of power.